Hello Taurus, and welcome to your 2019 January reading. I'm Jade here with yesYesYes, and thanks for coming to my channel. As always, if you are interested in what I am doing here, you can find my website. I do private readings, so all of that information is below. Please like, share, and subscribe if this is resonating for you. And if you leave a comment, I'd love to hear about it. So let's get started. I've got your cards from the overall for the year. So the Mystical Shaman Oracle, your card is the Witness, which is about getting out of your own way. You don't have to do things, Taurus. You don't always have to do things. You can let things just unfold for you. So this is a time, this year is for you to just allow things to unfold for you. Now for January specifically, we had the Seven of Swords in the Lion Strider deck, and then that was clarified by the Tower in the Lenormand deck, which is different than the Tower in the Tarot deck. So let me explain these things. You are leaving a situation behind. You're leaving something behind from 2018, and what I think it's about is something that is like a organization. So you might be changing jobs, you might be leaving school, you might be leaving a school, like you might be a teacher and you might be leaving that school, leaving that job. You might be also leaving a hospital, or government. So something that is a large organization, that's what the Tower is about. The other thing that the Tower can be about is isolation. So you might be leaving to put yourself into isolation, or you could be leaving out of isolation. And when we do this reading today, we'll find out some more. So I'm going to use the Klimt Tarot. It's a beautiful deck. It makes me really happy. I hope you like it too. So let's get some cards from what's coming out? We'll see what's coming out. Well, this is the Seven of Staves. So you're standing your ground about something. This is, I didn't even have a chance to ask, so I'm not gonna keep it, but you are being firm in your boundaries. So you're leaving something behind and you have some firm boundaries that you're setting, okay? So let's see what's actually coming up. What our foundation is the Knight of Swords. So we have some quick, could be harsh words. So there could be some words that were used in a disagreement. They could be some words that were used in order to make these changes that I was talking about before. I feel like I need to get some more cards here so I could know more about what that Knight of Swords is about. We have the Justice. And I'm not reading reversals here. If it feels like, if it jumps out as a reversal, I'll keep it. But for the most part, I just like to keep it clean. So the energy that you have, that you're coming into in January, is really about wanting to make things fair. And it's not feeling, it hasn't felt fair, maybe for you is what I'm kind of getting at. And that you have wanted to speak your truth, and the truth has come in, and it may be trying to create a situation that feels more fair, because there has not been a balance in the past. I'm getting two cards here. So we have the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Interesting, two fours here. Okay, so and this makes sense now. So we're talking about the things that haven't felt balanced. I'm actually going to read this as the two things that we're trying to balance, because there's the two fours that came out. So we're trying to balance emotions with, living life. Feeling like food, clothing, shelter, health, and making money and work are balanced, okay? So you have emotions, and then you have all the other physical, earthly stuff. Now, it hasn't felt balanced because what I'm going to say is that with the Four of Cups, you have options in front of you, but they just aren't satisfying, okay? So So you haven't been satisfied emotionally, and you don't feel like you have enough financially to feel stable or secure, okay? These are two things, especially for you, Taurus, because you're ruled by Libra. You're ruled by Venus, which is a hugely emotive sign. And then also you are the sign of, you're the taskmaster. You do things for us. So you're trying to basically balance yourself out and make sure that everything is fair in life. But you've had to make clarity with your words in order to get this balance, okay? So it could just be, you know, again, we'll pull up the, what had jumped out, the seven of Wands earlier, is that you had to state your boundaries. Look, this is what I need for balancing these things in my life, okay? So this is where we're coming in. Let's see what is at our present moment for Taurus for January 2019. Oh, okay, I've got two here. The Hanged Man and the Knave of Swords. Okay, so you're feeling stuck. That could be what you're trying to leave from. And then the Knave of Swords is, it's the Page. So it's not necessarily having a full understanding of what clear communication is, still working with what it's like to be decisive. You know, the Pages are excitable, they're fresh, new energy, but they haven't mastered that suit. So the suit is Swords, which is all about clear communication. It's also, you know, there's troubles, there's issues with the Swords, but it's swift action as well, even though it's not really an action suit, excuse me. So you are feeling as if you can't take any new action, like you're just kind of keeping yourself stuck or feeling stuck, hanging yourself up without taking this new action, okay? Let's see what this is about, because what you're trying to do is move away from this energy. That's your overall, right? So let's see if we can get anything more about what this is. Temperance. Okay, Sagittarian energy. I'm feeling like this is very much about you wanting to be abundant, to feel blessed, to feel safe in and secure in the ways that Taurus wants, which is, you know, financially, it is emotionally, okay? Obviously, those two things. So the Temperance card is, again, telling us about, it's urging us to go towards balance. However, because it's Jupiter ruled, because it's Sagittarius, these are things that are not exactly your energies. These are the things that you're wanting to be. You know, you want to feel as if you have the choice to, you know, travel the world. You want to feel as if you can make the difference in the lives of many. You want to feel as if your cup runneth over with all of the monies, and there you don't have to balance your checkbook and, you know, make sure that all of the bills are paid, because, and work, you know, 60 to 80 hours a week in order to make sure that the bills are paid. So it's that you are feeling stuck because you want to get to this place. You want to make this impact. You want to live this kind of life. And you're just now kind of talking about it, just now kind of coming into the realization of like, yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm not where I want to be, and where I really want to be feels so far away, and I really want to walk towards it. I really want to get there, okay? Now this, sometimes people call this a sneaky card, but this is not, I don't feel like it is in this situation. I don't feel like you're trying to make, you know, you're trying to make this like small silent goodbye. I think you're just trying to move away from what's not serving you. And I think you're incrementally making these choices, and you're doing it in a really methodical way, because you're a thinker. You know, you know what's best for you, and you make those choices in order to get yourself to the place that you want to get to, this beautiful place. Okay, let's see. I'm feeling like maybe there's one more card for the present for Taurus. Okay, why two? Why two, universe? Okay, we have Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so Six of Pentacles, similar energy to Temperance. So I'm going to take that. It's feeling as if you are you are so in abundance that you can give anything, and it you know, there's just no question, right? And it's also feeling like the universe is giving in an overabundance to you, right? So feeling served as well as serving. So you're really trying to get to that energy. The Queen of Swords, here we are. There's a clue in here about you being clear with your words, because we keep having these swords popping up, okay? So the clearer that you are with your words, the more truthful you are with what your needs are, and you have to be truthful not only to yourself but to others or with others. And if you do that, again, the Queen's urging us to do that with compassion, and with in a nurturing way. It's not in a way that takes, you know, that turns people off. We want to just state what we need and allow people to see us for who we are in those moments. So speaking the truth without pushing, if that makes any sense. Okay, so there's a clue with using your words. Use your words, Taurus, and feeling as though using your words are actually going to bring you to this place of abundance. I wonder if you have, so if you're moving away from a corporate job, or if you're moving away from an organization, perhaps blogging, perhaps journaling, writing, you know, non-fiction writing. Maybe there's a clue with using your words for your next career path that will give you the abundance that you're seeking here, the abundance and the balance in it that you're seeking. So yeah, then there's balance up again. Okay, so interesting. So we have a clue about words, using our words, and we have another theme, which is about making sure that we're balanced in emotions as well as in our earthly needs. Okay, all right. Future. What's happening for Taurus in the future? Okay. Thank you. Oh, I guess this is the one. 5 of Cups. Okay. I want a little bit more, because now all of a sudden we've moved away from swords and we're into the 5 of Cups. We're not feeling satiated. We know this, but we want to change that. How can we change that? By moving into the Empress energy, okay? We're moving into the power that you are. What else can we get from there? I think I want to pull, let's see. Okay, the 9 of Swords. All right, so we've got some anxiety popping up. You know, Taurus, we were doing good here, and then we kind of got in our heads. So something's going on where we need to transcend some energy here in the future, and we need to step into remembering who you are. So there's something about not feeling satisfied with what is with you, what is around you, and that feels like it's almost causing you to, like, you have to sit back and take it, right? Now, the Empress has a lot of power, but if she's overwhelmed, then you have no power, right? And you need to get behind her and get into the place where she's creative, right? She makes change. She transforms energies. She creates life. You know, these are huge powers, right? But if she's not well aspected, if she's not in her power, if you're not in your power, then you're going to be feeling, you know, anxious. You're going to feel like, you know, everything's coming down. You're not going to be able to sleep. You're going to be all up in your head, and you're not going to feel satisfied. So something turns for you in the future. I'm going to find out what that is. Let me get just a few more cards up before we get there, because I want to lay that path out, because we're doing fine, and then something kind of shifts. So in the past, is there anything that we need to know that would help us clarify this? We have the Knight of, Pentacles. Okay, so this is a heavy card for you. It's a slow moving forward of the energies that are you. Okay, and we also have the Seven of Wands. I just wanted to get two. Okay, so we had the Seven of Wands too, didn't we? Okay, making the boundaries known, but it's a slow process. So in the past, in the way in which you've been trying to find this balance, it's been slow in you finding this balance. So it feels like, to me, this is not something that it was just in the last month or two, but this might have been like over the course of a year or two, that you've been trying to balance out your life with emotions and with work, okay? Now, those are two huge things. Obviously, we're all trying to balance those things. But I think specifically, let's talk about, perhaps you had a divorce a few years ago. And so now your life has completely shifted and you've been trying to figure out in the last couple of years, how can I learn how to heal myself from a failed relationship, find out what new relationship is, and at the same time heal myself from being financially on my own and move myself forward being financially on my own. So you see how there's a huge flip that's happened in the last couple of years, I'm feeling, for you, Taurus. So it's been a slow process. You've had to be really clear with your boundaries, and there's been a lot of juggling, balancing and juggling. Are you an acrobat? Okay, in the present, here we are. We're talking about using our words. We're talking about this perhaps, so it's King of Pentacles now. So now you're in your power more fully in being able to make a stable foundation for yourself. I think that if you move forward with this whatever, if it's a blog, if it's a writing career, it could be coding. It doesn't have to be like writing a story. It could be anything that has to do with putting some type of languaging out there, right? I think that is where there's going to be some new financial turns for you. So you might be thinking about, oh, look at him, actually, he's thinking about it. You might be actually thinking about, maybe this is the turn, this is the new way I need to go. Let me know if that applies to somebody, because that's an interesting reach there. I'm curious. Okay, anything else for the present? The Devil. Whoop. The Devil. Capricorn energy. Another fellow earth sign. Okay, so we want to move through what is not serving us, which is, maybe it's that we're overindulging in poor me situations, that, we've been hung up in the present. We're trying to move forward, but we're overindulging in some kind of bad behavior. So it could just mean that we are, instead of getting out and working out, we're sleeping in and, spending time checking email before we go to work. So there's just something like a little tiny change that you can make to shift your energy. And I think checking yourself, just, finding one pattern of behavior that you can shift that would go from taking away from your energy to giving to your energy will help move forward all of this, so that you don't feel so stuck, so that you don't feel like you can't manage this balance, and that there's no way out of it. Because there clearly is a way out of it. We're coming into the future, even though that we're tagged with some challenging cards, your energy is here in your full power in the future. So let's find out more. Okay, so let's clarify future for Taurus. The Three of Wands. Okay, so this is up to you, Taurus. I want one more. Hold on here. Two of Swords. Decisive. More swords. Okay, so you've got a lot of air happening. You need to get in touch with your inner air sign, or spend time with some air signs. Okay, so where we are is that you have the choice. You have the choice, yes, in the Two of Swords, but you have the power to make all of these choices. And what it is that you once you make a choice and decide to move forward, and it can be, once you make the choice to work out early in the morning, once you make the choice to start journaling or quit that job for sure and move forward in whatever that, IT, if you want to start writing code, all you have to do is sit back and wait for it to come in, okay? The only action that you need to take, this goes back to our witness, the only action you need to take is the change in your life, okay? Those little tiny changes, you don't have to change the world, you just have to make the little tiny changes in your life, that's all. And I know that sounds big, but just make one small change at a time, okay? So if it's getting up and going to the gym early, set your alarm for an hour early, go to the gym. Try that out for a week. See what sticks. Then make another change in a couple of weeks. I think it's, is it 30 days? 40 days? 60 days? I'll just throw out some arbitrary numbers. But it takes that many days for you to make an actual change in your life where it becomes part of you, okay? It's not something that you have to, it becomes like a muscle memory. It becomes a part of your circuit, your daily. So you have to keep up with the change, but you don't have to make all of the changes at once, okay? So once you commit to that, once you commit to yourself, then everything's gonna come in and all you're gonna have are the choices of, I want this or I want that. I want the life of full abundance, and you could even choose both of them. I want the life of being completely emotionally fulfilled, which is where we began. So it feels like once you make small choices for yourself, little changes, everything is going to clear up for you so that there's no indecision. There's no need to be a juggler, and it's all going to just settle in a way that serves you best and will bring you to that abundant place, the temperance that temperance wants to bring you. Okay, so getting out of your own way with the witness. I do want to give you one more Mystical Shaman Oracle card for the month because I love these cards and I really think they're helpful. Thunder. Big change, okay? So this card is all about, it's kind of like the Tower, but it's thunder, and that's more amazing, okay? So there's a big change happening for you this month. It's going to shift you. You're gonna have this shift. Let me read the card, actually. You're going to have the actual shift this month so that you feel like you're more empowered versus having to be at the mercy of other energy, okay? So thunder, when thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever happens and whatever events have been set in motion. This is the time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. Okay, Taurus? So I hope this reading helps. If you have any questions or if you want to talk about it, please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear about how this relates to you. And as always, I'm sending you all of my love. Have a great month.